What's up, comic book fans? Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and it's your host, Mike Spider Slayer. That's right, guys. Today we're talking about Scarlet Spider issue number 21. In case you haven't seen the cover yet, ooh, look who's on there, Ben Reilly. Because you, the fans, demanded it. Ben Reilly, the original Scarlet Spider. So you gotta be wondering, hell yeah, I'm picking this shit up. Ben Reilly's back. I'm all over it. First of all, our writer, Chris Yost, and Eric Burnham. And our art here is Carlo Barberi and David Baldian, I think it's his name. Cover's cool. It's got Scarlet Spider on there. Can't beat that, right? And the artwork, well, it's not my favorite artwork here. Kind of reminds me of a cartoon. In a way, it looks a little Disney-ish, like a Disney style of animation. That's what this book kind of reminded me of. Here's a good page here of Ben Reilly and Scarlet Spider, obviously Kane. And so I thought the art was okay. It wasn't my favorite art. But what did I think of this story? I was thinking I was going to go on a rant by the end of this issue. However, it redeemed itself by the end. So, in case you don't want any spoilers, read the issue first and come back here because I'm going to show you some spoilers that are going to kind of give away this whole story. Alright, so first of all here, cool cover, Chris Yost. Your last story kind of sucked. I didn't like it. This time around, it was average. I'll give you that. In the beginning of the book, you get to see Annabelle. You haven't seen her. She's the other friend or maybe possible love interest of Kane. And they're still staying at this Four Seasons Hotel over in Houston. So you get to see her for a little bit. But of course, Arcely sits there and goes against Kane. And Kane's just like, get away from my face. So I found that a little cheesy, okay? That's what I figured in this book. There was a lot of cheese whiz factor pouring all over it. And Arcely's like, oh, are you okay, Kane? Let me go into your mind. And right here you get this. Okay? You get this freaky spider thing again, and you get tired of this with Kane. I'm a monster. I'm not a monster. I'm a hero. I'm a monster. I'm a hero. I'm a monster. It's been this yo-yo factor that's been going back and forth with this series. Make up your freaking mind. Are you a hero or are you a monster? Okay? Make up your mind. So right away, he's like, I'm dying. Get away from me. And it's just like in this whole issue, you kind of feel like, all right, it's like right away he gets his degeneration back. And it's like, what, right? It's like he's dying in 2 seconds. And like he's been around forever and ever, and he had this problem forever. And now, like in this issue, you think he's gonna die. He's like such a little crybaby, and I didn't like that in this particular issue. But you come across Ben Reilly, and you're like, okay, well, how does this factor out? Is it hallucination? Is he tripping balls? What's going on here? You get to see some other stuff that's going on in what's our other? I think it's the doctor's house or whatnot. Yeah, it's Donald, and then Donald Wally, and Wally is the officer. So something's going on in their house, which is the side story. But this whole time you see Kane and Ben doing this battle, and you can kind of tell it's a hallucination because there's all these lights and shit going on. Something's not right here. You can tell. So you get Arcely in here. She talks to Annabelle, and she's like, "Oh, it's Kane. He left. He jumped out the window. Blah blah blah." And you're like, she's like, "Okay, I'll be right there." And again, there's this whole battle that erupts, and you're like, okay, well, what's going on? Is this hallucination? I don't think so, because he's getting the shit beat out of him. His face is all beat up and everything else. And then you go back to, I think it's the officer, okay, who gets his dog shot, and the dog's dead. And he's like, sorry, boy, you're okay. I'll find out who's the bottom of this. Okay. So by the time we get to the end of the issue, and you see the jackal, and you get to see all these other hallucinations, you get to see Anna Kravinoff. So you're sitting there going, okay, well, the Cravenots have to do with this thing. So by the end of the issue, you're predicting what's going to happen, and you figure, okay, I've seen this before. And by the time we get to the end of it, we see that Kane, all his scars are back. He was hallucinating. He was drugged when he was at the airport. And you find out at the end of the issue that it is Kraven the Hunter, which looks like a brute here at the end. And you're like, okay, well, it makes sense now. And it starts this whole storyline with the Kravenoffs versus Kane. At the end of it, that last page kind of saved it for me. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool that he would dress up. It's typical Kraven where he dresses up as Spider-Man and stuff like that. We've seen that before. But the whole thing with Kane is that he is such a freaking baby. I understand if you were normal, and you went backwards where your cells are degeneration again and you're gonna die. But it's like, I'm a monster, I'm dying. It's like all of a sudden it's all drama again, and it's just, I'm so tired of that in this series. We've been reading this book for 21 issues, and it's, I'm either a hero or I'm going to be a loser and a villain or a monster. And we've been seeing that back and forth, and nothing gets resolved. And I don't know if this series is going to last if it continues on this trend. I really don't know. What are the long-term plans here for Scarlet Spider, and what does Yost has to offer this? We see this over and over again. Now, I'm trying not to make this a rant, but it was kind of frustrating. You sit there and it says, well, because the fans demanded it, you're getting Ben Reilly back. Well, you kind of not, obviously. And it's just like, why put that on there when you've always said, well, Ben Reilly's never going to come back? Because I think it was said before. So whatever the case may have been, I give this maybe a 3 out of 5. You guys make the decision if you want to invest your cash into this actual issue, because it's not Ben Reilly. But if you're interested in Kraven, then and you want to see the ends, go ahead, pick it up. But I pretty much gave you the gist of everything that goes on here. And the next issue is where you want to jump on this new story arc, because it has Kraven the Hunter and Anna Kravenoff on it. So guys, tell me what you think of this issue. Did you think it sucked? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was a cop-out? Just give me your thoughts on this particular book. Again, I give it a 3 out of 5. And guys, as always, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next comic book review. Guys, thanks for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. See you soon. Bye.